Paul, we're getting together. We're going to do this on a weekly basis, but we're going to talk about and choose our 90 favorite 90s albums. Okay, so we're going to pick 45 each, and the rule is that we can only choose one album by an artist. So, for example, if you did want to choose Nevermind and In Utero by Nirvana, the rules are you've got to pick one or the other. So in effect, we'll have 90 different artists through the course of these videos. So do you want to go first? Do you want to pick your first 90s favourite?
I'm going to go with Nevermind by Nirvana because it's, no surprises there, because it's also one of my favourite albums of all time, not just the 90s. So I'm going to go for Nevermind by Nirvana, which came out in 1991.
And what made that? For me, that would be one I would pick as well. And that was one of the most important albums of my life. I know it made me change the way probably I think about music. What did the album mean for you?
It just captured that time, because it was almost like, I suppose a bit like, although I can't remember, a bit punk, in the mid to late 70s, how punk came in and changed a lot of stuff that probably was a bit stale and outdated, and what Nirvana did was kind of similar in the early 90s, all the hair metal and all the big power ballads and stuff, and Nirvana came in and just put it back to basics, just short songs but like really catchy songs, good melody, heavy. It sounded heavy and masculine, but at the same time there was a lot of vulnerability in it as well that appealed to a lot of people that maybe didn't feel heard, or like Kurt Cobain's situation in his life. So I think it appealed to a lot of people, maybe people that didn't feel they important in their life, and so it's just a brilliant album. It's got everything.
I think one of the big things for me back then was kind of cross different genres of music, which maybe historically had been kept separate. Because initially you thought, right, are they an indie band? Are they a punk band? Are they a rock band? But they've kind of got pop sensibilities, the melodies and everything there. So they were quite unique. So for me, just to get an album like that and maybe to open up other music to me through them, not least the whole Seattle sound of that time, grunge, which then got me into Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and so on and so forth. So yes, such an important album for me, and still holds up all these years later as well. Absolutely fantastic album. Well, my choice. I actually wanted to start with a surprising one that probably people will not think I would pick. So I'm going to go with a surprising one here, and it's one actually. It's lying in the record collection down here. It's Robbie Williams, and I've Been Expecting You. So this came out in '98, I think it was, and I remember buying this on CD. And the reason it's maybe a surprising choice is because I never liked Robbie Williams, right? So Robbie Williams was in a British boy band called Take That, who are very famous in many countries around the world. But I didn't like him in Take That, and then he left them and he released a couple of solo singles. And I thought, a couple of good songs there, quite surprisingly. And I think Oh Before I Die, An Angel is a fantastic song. Angels, I should say, is a fantastic song. So that was all from his first album, and then his first single from this album, I've Been Expecting You, was Millennium, and it sampled John Barry's James Bond theme, You Only Live Twice. So that really caught my ear, and I really liked that, which then made me go out and buy the CD, and I wasn't disappointed. It's just a great pop/rock album, very, very tuneful, and a good variety of styles on there as well. Some really good songs. No Regrets is fantastic. I think you've got Neil from Divine Comedy on there. You've got Neil Tennant of the Pet Shop Boys on there as well. You've got She's the One, and yeah, lots of really good tunes. And actually, one of the best songs on it was called It's Only Us, which was part of a double A side with She's the One. And that wasn't on the album, but on subsequent versions of it, they've added it back on. And in the re release final, which I've got, that track is on it, thankfully. So, yeah, for me, brings back good memories listening to that album.